Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to this very peaceful, quiet little cemetery. And I'm here, as you can see, at a friend's grave. Funny story, I actually found this randoming. I was searching for, I think it was something lost or something like that, and Randonautica actually brought me to this cemetery. And I had asked everybody um, to tell me, because when this gentleman died, he was a founder of the church that I belong to. It's a little bit windy and you're sitting on a box, so let me do that, maybe you'll stay put. Um, and him and his wife and some other people were a founder of the church that I was going to. And he passed away, and I went after the funeral with a bunch of them to the church to set up for the meal. So I didn't come to where he was laid to rest, so I didn't know where he was buried. And for the life of me, I kept asking some people, please, can somebody please tell me where it is? Can somebody please tell me where he's buried, so I can go pay my respects, so I can come here and, leave flowers or something. And all the responses I ever got was, oh, I'll show you someday, I'll show you someday. And it got pushed under the rug. And anyways, Randonautica actually brought me out here about a year ago. Now I have noticed that there's flowers on Patty's side. There's no date. And it appears that they may have dug up her side this spring. So I don't know if Patty has been buried or not. I don't know if she's passed away. People are very closed-mouthed. Shortly after he passed, she went downhill quickly, and there's only one husband and wife that was the founders of the church still surviving, and the church was actually sold. So the building that the church was in was sold, and all that. So the church no longer exists. And Patty had dementia, so shortly after that. So everything went downhill from the time that Terry passed away. So having Randonautica bringing me out here to where he was at was a total shock to me, and being able to find him. The reason I'm out here today is to talk to you about an old custom that people don't do anymore. I grew up doing this. I grew up with my great-grandma and my great-aunt, and they were Catholic, and we used to go to the cemetery because both of their husbands were deceased. I never knew, and I've looked for information this morning, I never knew whatever happened to them. They died about the same time. And I know that both ladies received like a railroad pension. So I don't know whatever happened. But I do know that we used to go, and I know they went more than we did. They went often. We used to go and have picnics at their graves. And we would have a sandwich and a salad, tea, or, iced tea or lemonade. And they would always leave an offering at their grave. Of course, we would drink the iced tea or lemonade or whatever for us kids, and they would have their cordial, which was like a fermented kind of a juice for the ladies. And they would leave the men brandy in little glasses on their graves, along with other tokens and flowers. And that was something that they did frequently. And so today I'm here to have lunch with Pops. That's what we called them at church. They were kind of like a second mom and dad to me. And so it's an old tradition. People just don't do it anymore. They used to, back in the day, even dating. They used to come and date at cemeteries. Now, when we used to go, there was always chocolate cake, something to drink. Today, I have with me my teas in a bottle. I don't have a gallon jug. You know, she used to always have like a glass gallon jug that the tea was made in, or the lemonade, and they would pour it out into our cups that she brought with us, old plastic cups. And they were saved specifically for this reason. And of course, we had special plastic plates that were kept in a picnic basket, and I don't have my grandma's picnic basket anymore. And our sandwiches were always cucumber sandwiches sliced into 4 triangles. I didn't slice my sandwich into 4 triangles. I thought about it, but I didn't. And I don't have cucumber because cucumber, I just can't eat it with gastroparesis, but I made myself a little turkey sandwich, and I did put a little bit of butter on it, which was always on our sandwiches that they made us. And we always had some kind of a salad, which was put on our plates. Well, I brought my own little dish with my salad, my piece of chocolate cake, which is actually left over from my cake I purchased for my birthday. So I'm going to sit here with Pops today, and him and I are going to talk. You know, a lot's gone on over the many years that he's been gone. He passed away in 2016. I know you can't really see his headstone. And so it's been 5 years almost, and I'm going to have my lunch, and I have a macaroni salad, chocolate cake, and I don't have wax paper because that's what our sandwiches were wrapped in. I have parchment paper, so I'm going to get my sandwich out. And they used to court and date back in the old days at cemeteries. It was kind of a sign of respect to the elders, and to show kind of to the elders and show their family lineage. And back in the day, cemeteries were very beautiful. They had seats, they had benches, they would take blankets. We always had blankets, you know. And I'll tell you, when we left the cemetery, those 2 old ladies were kind of lit and giggling all the way and tee-heeing all the way back to Pleasant Valley, Pennsylvania, is where they lived. They lived in the valley, and it was hilarious because they were always tee-heeing and giggling and always telling stories of great-grandpa and Emmett, and telling stories of the things on the farm and how things were when they were still alive. And I think the old ladies really enjoyed telling us kids all about the things that went on, and things when my mom, when she was little, used to do when they would come up to the farm on the summers and spend the summers on the farm helping them. Because my Aunt Auntie never had children, because she married, she was Catholic, and she married a Methodist, and that was taboo back then. So she had to promise her parents to never have children, and she kept that promise. My daughter, Eliza, when I was expecting her, I wanted to name her Susan Antoinette. My Aunt Auntie, her name was Antoinette, she always called me Susan. She called most girls Susan. So that's what I wanted to call her. And when I spoke to her about it, and I said, is it okay if I name her Susan Antoinette? And she said, would you rather would I be, how did she word it? I would rather be able to name her myself. And I was like, okay. I was kind of afraid of what she would come up with for a name. Her mother's name was Ann Eliza. And she always wanted to name a little girl Eliza Ann if she was to ever have children, which she was not allowed to. And it's starting to rain, so I may have to take this to my car. So I'm going to finish my story. So my daughter was named Eliza Ann after her great-great-grandmother. Out there somewhere, unless it's been thrown away, is a very huge, thick poetry and short story book with the name Ann Eliza Spry in it, dated 1906, when the book was given to her. That book was supposed to go to my daughter Eliza Ann, and it's gone. But anyways, that's how she got her name. So the stories that they shared at this time, sitting on blankets on the ground, sitting around the tombstones, enjoying lunch and enjoying just the time. They had eternal flame candles at their graves. It was just a wonderful time, and they would plant flowers if they were planting, if we were there when they were going to plant live flowers, or if we were just putting flowers on their grave or whatever. Because we went like twice a year, all of us, and of course they went several other times during the year. But it's something that people don't do anymore. And if you look at some of my earlier videos where I go to some of these cemeteries that are just totally destroyed, I am appalled at looking at them. I am disgraced at looking at how these cemeteries are treated. Anyhow, so it's something that I've always done, and I don't know if that's part of why I love cemeteries so much. I feel right at home at cemeteries. I'm comfortable in cemeteries. Cemeteries are peaceful to me. They are welcoming. And I'm sitting here next to Pops, and before I leave, I will leave a gift, a token. I'll probably leave a quarter here. I miss him very much. I miss him. I miss Patty. I miss everybody at the church. So I'm going to have my lunch, and then probably we'll head on out of here. And I've got a bunch of other videos I'm going to do today, because I'm going to take off and just spend some time just myself and gather myself and just go out and take some me time. But everybody, go out and find a quiet place to sit. Go find yourself a cemetery and adopt it. You know, you don't have to have permission to go into a cemetery and start cleaning it up if it's a mess. Find a cemetery that's, you know, may need a little bit of love. Some of these cemeteries haven't been visited for years. So, everybody, I'm going to have my lunch and enjoy my salad. Even without the cucumber in it, it's good. And I'm going to have the rest of my birthday cake that's left over. And have myself a bite of my turkey sandwich. Enjoy this nostalgia, because it's wonderful here. Very peaceful. And just enjoy the peace and quiet. Everybody, love y'all. Bye, guys.